I'm Buff Showalter. I have lived here all my life, farmed here. My dad and I started out in partnership back in the 70s, and then after he passed away, I took over the farm. My son is the 5th generation of Showalters to live and work here on this land. We raise beef cattle, crops, and chickens. We background about 350 to 400 beef cattle here. Backgrounding in the beef industry means this is the phase of raising cattle between the time they are with their mama and the time that they are put in the feedlot to be fattened for slaughter. What makes this farm unique to me personally is obviously the fact that my family's been here for 7 generations. The house is a pre-Civil War house. Many of the buildings in this area were burned in 1864 by Sheridan, including the barn and outbuildings on this farm. The house was set on fire and the folks that lived here were able to come back in and put the fire out. The Shenandoah Valley region where we're at this morning is one of the few areas in the world that can consistently grow crops, vegetables, food, grass without the aid of irrigation. It's a very, very small percentage of the world's land is capable of doing that. And obviously because of development pressures and other things, that base of land is constantly shrinking. What we do here actually affects the Chesapeake Bay. And some of the things that we've done on the farm have been specifically to address water quality and stream fencing, no-till farming, and a number of those things. About 4 years ago, a group of Rockingham County farmers, including myself, were sitting down one day discussing markets in the state of the beef industry, and we got the bright idea to look into the possibility of forming a beef co-op to market our Shenandoah Valley brand of beef up and down the East Coast locally. The actual issue that got it started thinking about this, about 5 years ago, there was a large ground beef recall in California. Meat that had been processed in California, and some of that meat actually ended up in the Harrisonburg school system. And we were sitting around saying, you know, this is ridiculous. We have all this beef in the Shenandoah Valley, and yet kids in Harrisonburg City schools are eating beef that's processed in California. I guess it was a year and a half ago, we started shipping our first cattle up into the Washington, D.C. area, into the white tablecloth restaurant trade. Currently, we're shipping about 25 head per month that are going into that trade. And the way this is working at this time, there's a number of different farmers from cow-calf operations to background operations like myself to farms that finish or fatten the cattle are collaborating together here in the area to move these cattle through the production system. And I might add that the market that we're going after right now is pretty much high quality, high-end beef. We are raising what's known in the industry as natural beef. That's not organic, but it means it's raised with no antibiotics, no hormones, and no animal byproducts fed to those animals ever at any point in their life. Currently, one of our great local customers is Bowl of Good restaurant in Harrisonburg. They've been using our beef for over a year. And we are working with a new startup restaurant in Waynesboro that they're planning to offer Shenandoah Valley beef from the get-go. We have several restaurants in the Shenandoah County area, so we're really excited about not only selling beef into the D.C. area, but having some of it sold and consumed right here in our backyard. I think the most important thing to our chef customers, we've actually had a tour group here at the farm with about 20 chefs from the D.C. area that are using some of our beef now. I think the number one thing of importance to them is to see the farm where their animals are raised, that they're preparing for their customers. They want to meet the farmers, they want to see the cattle. It's that consumer to farmer connection that they're really looking for.
Virginia Cooperative Extension, Shenandoah Valley Buy Fresh, Buy Local, Water Stewardship, and community partners are working throughout the Shenandoah Valley to provide producers with information and resources to help protect water quality on their farms. By supporting local producers who work to protect water quality on their farms, you can contribute to a stronger, healthier food system, watershed, and economy. This video was produced as part of the Shenandoah Valley Farm to Table project. Visit buylocalshenvalley.org to learn more about the Shenandoah Valley Farm to Table project, local foods in the Shenandoah Valley, and what producers here are doing to protect water quality on their farms.